How to stop acne. Each one of us wants a fresh and clear skin with no sign of wrinkles or blemishes over it. And what about pimples? Oh, we so loathe them. Pimples are in fact one of the most stressful things to spot in morning. They are red. They are ugly and they can also be infectious. For a lot of people, pimples are a complete nightmare. Wash your face twice a day. How to stop acne. It is very important to keep your face clean when trying to prevent pimples. Washing your face removes dirt, impurities and any excess oil that has built up on the surface of your skin. Ideally, you should wash your face 3 a day, in the morning and noon and in the evening, using warm water and a mild facial cleanser. Use a clean dry towel to pat your face dry. Avoid scrubbing your face with a rough washcloth, sponge or loofah. This will only irritate the skin and cause pimples to become even more inflamed. Washcloths may also harbor bacteria, which you want to avoid putting in contact with your face. Even though you may be tempted to wash your face more than twice a day if you're suffering from pimples, be aware that this will not necessarily help your skin. Washing your face too often can dry out the skin and cause it to become irritated. Use a noncomedogenic moisturizer. After washing, it is important to apply a good moisturizer to hydrate the skin and prevent it from becoming dry and irritated. However, if you suffer from pimples, it is important that you use the right type of moisturizer for your skin type. Heavy, oily moisturizers can clog your pores and lead to further breakouts. Look for moisturizers which say noncomedogenic on the label. This means that they should not cause your skin to break out. In addition to looking out for noncomedogenic moisturizers, for how to stop acne, you should be careful to choose a product that suits your skin type. For example, if you have very oily skin, you may want to use a lighter, gel-based moisturizer, whereas if you have dry, flaky skin, you may need a heavier, cream-based one. Make sure you wash your hands immediately before applying moisturizer, otherwise, any bacteria or germs on your hands may be transferred to your face when you apply your moisturizer. Avoid touching your face or popping pimples. Hands come into contact with more dirt and bacteria throughout the day than any other part of the body, which is why you should avoid touching your face at all costs. In addition to spreading bacteria and risking infection, touching spots and pimples can cause them to become irritated and inflamed, thus worsening their appearance and prolonging healing time. Popping pimples, however satisfying it may feel, is one of the worst things you can do for your skin. Popping pimples will only prolong their healing time and may even lead to infection and scarring. Acne scars can be very difficult to get rid of, so you will want to avoid this as far as possible. It is very easy to touch your face without being aware of what you are doing. Be wary of propping your cheek or chin up with your hand when sitting at a desk or table, or of resting your face on your hand in bed at night. Use exfoliating treatments and face masks once a week. Skin exfoliators and face masks are great products which can be very beneficial for the skin, but they should only be used sparingly. Exfoliators remove dead skin cells while effectively cleansing the skin, but can be dry out and irritate the skin if used too often, especially on pimple-prone skin. Face masks are great for cleansing impurities and calming the skin, and can turn your regular skincare routine into a spa-like experience. Yet again, they should be limited to about once a week, as they may contain harsher ingredients that are not intended for everyday use. Avoid overloading your skin with products. Too many creams, lotions and gels can clog your pores and lead to breakouts. How to stop acne. So make sure to apply any facial products sparingly, and no more frequently than is indicated on the packaging. The same goes for makeup, which should be applied as lightly as possible and should be thoroughly removed using a facial cleanser at the end of each day. Heavily fragranced or chemical-laden hair products may also clog the pores if hair comes in contact with the face, so avoid using these whenever possible. Use a gentle shampoo and conditioner which won't irritate your skin in the shower. You should also limit your skin's exposure to built-up oils and bacteria by changing your pillowcase at least once a week and by washing any makeup brushes frequently. Keep your face clean. Wash your hair often. Keep your hands away from your face. Eat healthy. Apply ice. Apply honey. Use lemons. Use baking soda. Apply toothpaste. Use aloe vera. Use dermatological products or treatments. Take a chill pill. If you didn't know it already, then let me break it to you. Stress causes pimples. Not that I'm excited about it or something, but it actually does. When our body produces the stress hormone, it leads to causing pimples in two ways. 1. The hair follicle lining thickens due to the hormone causing whiteheads and blackheads, and if bacteria gets trapped inside of it, a pimple is formed. 2. Our body directs blood and oxygen to more vital areas, leaving skin dehydrated and prone to clogged pores and breakouts. Hence, in order to avoid pimples, one also needs to reduce their stress levels. You may try yoga or meditation to stay stress-free and pimple-free. I hope you enjoyed watching the video about how to stop acne. Subscribe to our channel and learn more about new things. Thanks for watching video. Subscribe, comments, likes and share. Thank you.